I'm Cliff Wood from the Providence Foundation, and Providence is looking back to me, don't you think? Looking pretty good. Hi. Looking forward to sharing that with you a bit later, but first I want to introduce someone else who knows the place is back, raring to go, Mayor Elorza.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you, everyone, for joining us. You know, just last week, we had our first large-scale event here in Providence. We had the Providence Marathon. It was really the first time that we had so many people gathered for a large event, whether indoor or outdoor, in over a year here in the city. And it felt really, really good to be out there. And what we're doing is continuing the drumbeat today to let folks know that Providence is open for business. We are at the tail end of this pandemic, and we just want everyone to know that please come down to Providence. Please come to our local shops, and we're this close to returning back to normal. So long as we do it safely and follow all of the guidelines, we are happy to welcome you back with open arms. So I'm joined here by a number of stakeholders here in Providence and leaders here in our city that I want to recognize and I want to thank for just sort of standing strong throughout the past year and for standing with us here today. Beginning with the Executive Director of the Providence Foundation that you just heard from. Thank you, Cliff, and I look forward to partnering with you in so many different ways. Ellen Slattery from Ellie's and from Gracie's. I remember a Zoom call that we had maybe about a year ago, and Ellen brought ideas to the table directly from the perspective of restaurateurs and the retail and retailers, and we made it happen. And that's the kind of partnership and kind of interaction that we want to continue having. In fact, just as we were here, she was in my ear about something else that we are going to have to do. So thank you, Ellen. I also want to recognize Colin Geoffroy. Colin, great to see you. Great to see people in person, finally. Colin is the owner and developer of the Providence G Pub and the rooftop, essentially the Providence G building. It's just great to have partnerships, this public-private partnership. That's how things get done. And y'all have been there with us every step of the way, and I look forward to what's to come as we work together. All right, I also want to recognize a couple of other folks that are here with us today. I want to recognize Julie Broom from Kin. So I am going to be there later on today, and I can't wait to be there. 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'll see you there. I've heard nothing but great things about it, and I know how hard it is to open up a business under the best of circumstances. But to open up a business during the pandemic, I mean, that takes some gumption. That takes like a lot of courage. It takes a special person. So I know you're going to be successful, and we'll support you every step of the way. And last but not least, I want to recognize Lauren Lynch. She's the owner of Rosalina and Cleo's, another amazing restaurant or group of restaurants here downtown. And just thank you for your partnership. And just as I mentioned to Ellen, tell us what we need to do. We're partners, and we'll do whatever we have to. All right, so over the past year, we know it's been incredibly difficult for so many of us. However, it's also been inspiring to see all the creativity and the resilience of our artists and our local businesses, seeing their ability to adapt and to creatively shift their operations to serve our community. It's that same resilience that's demonstrated by our artists, by our small business owners, by our entrepreneurs, that allows us to announce that Providence is open for business once again. We are excited to safely welcome folks back to our vibrant downtown. I mentioned that just this past weekend we had a large-scale event, Providence Marathon, that went off without a hitch. We're going to build off of that success. We want to support innovation and creativity. We want to make it as easy as possible for people to do business safely in our city. And we want to invest in our artists and our entrepreneurs. We want to strengthen the workforce and encourage all of our residents and our visitors to experience all the world-class businesses, restaurants, galleries, and exciting things to do that we have right here in our city. Last spring, we spearheaded an effort to provide some relief to some of Providence's hardest hit industries, and hospitality was right in the middle of that. By offering free 2-hour parking in business corridors, waiving fees associated with special events and the activation of outdoor public spaces, it's estimated that we made investments during really difficult financial times for us of well over $300,000 and close to $400,000. But it's an additional direct assistance that we hope to provide through a series of resources, be they a small business loan funding that has put $1.4 million in emergency loans on the streets and into our businesses, or by a number of methods that we have to assist businesses for outdoor programming and virtual opportunities. It's all about working together and finding those creative ways that we can just chip in and help however we can. So to accelerate our economic growth, the city will be offering new resources in 2021 in order to maximize the city's outdoor space for dining, retail, special events, and recreational activities. Applications for outdoor dining accommodations, for special events and use permits, and the expansion of permits are now open. So I encourage everyone to please apply as quickly as possible. To stay up to date with any event guidelines or resources, restaurant owners and special event planners are encouraged to think PVD and to visit thinkpvd.com for a full listing of everything that's available and everything that we have cooking. Before I close, I want to give a special plug and a thank you to everyone involved with the In Down Cities Open Air Saturdays, which are going to kick off tomorrow. During that time, during these sessions, on Westminster Street, right behind us, it's going to be closed off to traffic. It's going to allow our residents to walk freely, to walk on the streets, to patronize some of our local shops and our restaurants, and do it with a renewed freedom, knowing that you can be safe outside and you have everything that you need at your fingertips. I mentioned a second ago that we have another new restaurant downtown, Kin's Southern Bar and Table. I have not been there yet, but I plan to be there later on today, and I can't wait to dig into some catfish, I hear. Some random dude stopped me in the street. Some random dude, I was walking, he was just walking out, and all he said, he pointed to me and said, "You better try that catfish." That's 100% true. So enjoy this beautiful day, enjoy the beautiful weekend to come, and enjoy the beautiful summer with us here in Providence. Please get yourself scheduled for a vaccine if you haven't already, and get ready for an amazing summer here in Providence. Providence is back in business. Thank you all.